If you're shopping while working, eating, or even listening to this podcast, then you know and love the thrill of a deal. But are you getting the deal and cash back? Rakuten shoppers do. They get the brands they love, savings, and cash back. And you can get it too. Start getting cash back at your favorite stores like Levi's, Plow and Hearth, Adidas, Sephora, and Neiman Marcus. Stack sales on top of cash back and feel what it's like to know you're maximizing the savings. And it's easy to use. And you get your cash back sent to you through PayPal or check. The idea is simple. Stores pay Rakuten for sending them shoppers, and Rakuten shares the money with you as cash back. Download the free Rakuten app or go to Rakuten.com to start saving today. It's the most rewarding way to shop. That's Rakuten. Rakuten.com.
Don't ask me to talk.
From the sublime to the ridiculous.
Join me, Stacey Heller,
And me, Eric Ryder.
as we talk about what's good to watch, read, see, listen to, and more.
An edutaining 1-hour break in your day that includes the segment, What Are We Eating? Sponsored by Dingfelder's Delicatessen.
Stick with us for something good. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Don't Ask Me to Talk. I am Stacey Heller, and I'm joined
By me, Eric Ryder. Hello, everybody.
Oh, hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. So this show is all about good old-fashioned conversation and connection. We talk about random topics because, honestly, the best stuff comes from unexpected places. And even though somebody taught me once when my kids were little that with planning comes freedom, and I didn't really know what they meant. And I realized, oh, if you plan for the opportunity to be creative or to go out and figure something out, then it's more fun. So, you know, we sort of plan what the topic is, but then there's also, it's a very light lift. We're not sticking to the rules here. Anyway, if you enjoy what you're hearing, of course, you can find past episodes of the show wherever you listen to podcasts, really. And if you subscribe, then you'll never miss an episode. And a reminder that if you would like to connect with us, you can text or call 475-999-2726. I know that Eric will likely have some clever way of sharing the number as well.
Sure. If you're feeling frisky, dial ISL 9992-RAM.
Oh, there you go.
Ram a message into our voicemail or ram a text in there. We'd love to hear from you.
That's very aggressive. But you know what? I'm okay with it because...
Well, one of the other options is 475-99-WAR-AN. So I think, war's a little more aggressive than RAM.
I would agree. All right. So you heard it there first, folks. So how are you doing, Eric? How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. Yeah.
Yeah?
This week has had some ups and downs, but, anytime I get to do the show with you, it's an up. So
what a
I'm going to focus on that.
I had an opportunity this last weekend, which feels like eons away. I got to go to Chicago, and we're always talking about foodstuffs on the show.
Yep.
And Chicago is known for many things, among them deep dish pizza.
Yes.
Popcorn.
Popcorn.
I know. Apparently, this is where the Chicago mix, the caramel corn and the cheddar mix was born.
Okay.
And it's also
the Chicago way.
It's the Chicago way. And also steak. And so I had 2 out of 3, which ain't bad.
Yeah.
The deep dish pizza.
Hot dogs, I think.
And hot dogs, yes.
Hot dogs and the deep dish pizza, I think, are the thing that people universally think of when they think of Chicago. And sausages, maybe, too.
Well, yeah. I mean, there is the Sausage King of Chicago that was referenced in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's true. That is true. Anyway, it was really fun. And in a place that's supposed to be bitterly cold, it was actually in like the high 40s, low 50s, and sunny. And I guess that's before the cold snap that was hitting across the country.
There's some wild weather this year.
There is some wild everything this year.
Like 80 degrees in Washington, D.C. today.
Right. Like it's
insane.
It's like I said, there's some wild everything happening.
Yes.
That's why we talk about this kind of stuff, because honestly, the other stuff, it's like you get whiplash from like
right.
the good, the bad, the ugly.
Now, mostly that's from the hot air coming out of Congress, right? But
yeah, well, of course. Of course. I mean, no matter where you sit politically, there's
That's
hot
right.
air that is always emitting from D.C.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, holidays. It's that time. This week we celebrated, in theory, Monday was President's Day, right?
Yes.
Because woo-ha. At this point, I feel like it's just that Monday off in February.
Hey, I'll celebrate pretty much anything if it means a day off. I didn't get a day off.
Oh, well.
But, yeah.
Well, we could have celebrated on Monday Curling is Cool Day.
Curling is cool day.
That's actually what today is.
It's played on ice, so it's got to be cool.
Okay, so I have some good friends who ironically now live in the Chicago area, and they decided over a winter break, hey, it would be really cool to go curling. And so our two families went curling. Now, this is a very, athletic family. Every kid is in select, everything they play. They all play, 3 sports. Meanwhile, my family is, in select, find a good place to eat after the game. We're not the athletic sort. So they thought this would be great. And it was great because learning new things is really fun. And also, curling is not an easy sport.
It's an interesting sport.
And they were once we had the lesson on how to do it, then, it's this whole you're putting your foot down and letting the top slide on the ice and your knee isn't really supposed to be down. But I will tell you what, my knee was down. And 2 days later, I had huge bruises on my knees.
Wow.
Huge. And meanwhile, in the lane next to...
As a beginner, they don't give you, knee pads or anything?
No.
Wow.
No.
That seems short-sighted.
Yeah, that part was not cool. But it did, trying something like that gives you an appreciation for, why, it's not just, push the big heavy thing and then sweep out of the way.
Somebody was like, you know what hockey is missing? Janitorial services. So let's combine sweeping.
Wasn't that the Zamboni?
Right. Yeah. Well, there's that.
I mean, apparently.
But before the Zamboni was invented, someone probably invented curling to get the ice ready for another round of hockey.
There's a lot of
upkeep I don't know.
in these frozen sports, I will say. Yeah. So that was kind of interesting. So today is curling is cool day, and so shout out to the Whistlers.
Yeah, and if you're interested in curling, I can recommend a Norwegian movie where curling is very popular. Called King Curling. That it came out in 2011 and is very fun and well worth checking out if you're looking. There's not that many curling movies, first of all.
It's not like dodgeball, right?
No, it's not.
Although maybe they need to make a dodgeball-esque movie about curling.
Well, there you go. I think they kind of did that with King Curling.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
Well, so there you go.
Or Kong Curling in its native Norwegian. But, I was thinking, I recently watched for the first time A League of Their Own.
Oh, yeah.
And I was thinking, this may be only the second, sports-oriented movie that I've ever seen. But when I was thinking about that, I totally forgot about King Curling. So it was at least the third or the fourth sports-oriented movie that I had seen.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. And I can recommend A League of Their Own.
It was
it's
good, right?
Yeah.
I really like that. Did you see Field of Dreams?
No.
That's a good one.
Yeah. See, I typically don't go in for the sports movies, but in this case, I stumbled across it, and I said, this is considered to be one of those classic movies that I've never seen, and it's on Hulu, so why not just check it out?
Yeah.
And I did, and it was pretty fun.
And there's that historical element that's really interesting. And like shout out
Yes.
to all those ladies that, made
Right.
that happen during that time.
And
it's
after
interesting.
watching it, I had to go and like find out the real history behind it, and it
course
was
you did.
interesting. Yeah. it was interesting that while that movie is all mostly fictionalized versions of all the characters, they were based on real people, and they basically combined a few people for each character. So,
And they had some of them had little cameos at the end when they brought it to present day.
and I gotta say, I totally expected this to be Tom Hanks as an angry jerk who somehow overcomes that and becomes a great coach. But no,
Nope.
He's just an angry, drunk jerk pretty much through the whole movie.
Yep.
Spoiler for anybody that hasn't seen this movie from 21 years ago.
Yeah, well,
But there not much growth for his character, but still very entertaining.
yes.
Yes.
Totally. And it's like what these women like cobbled together to make happen because obviously the people that were sent to deal with them and promote them and coach them and all of those things were like, are you kidding me right now?
And thankfully, also, Madonna is in this movie, but they didn't have an excuse to wedge her in there doing a musical number where it's Madonna, but somehow it's still like the 50s. So she's going to sing a song that sounds like it was recorded in 1992.
Exactly.
But is supposed to be of the era. No, they didn't do that.
No, they did a little dance thing.
There was a musical section, but Madonna not involved.
Good, right?
Yes.
I know. I'm with you on that. I hate when there's that like cheesy, like, let's figure out how we can make this happen thing.
Right.
Yeah, I'm so with you on that. Yeah. So I don't know how we got so far off topic, but interesting conversation because again, it's these random things. I would recommend though that you see Field of Dreams. That one for me is like the whole if you build it, they will come. There are lots of people out there, business experts and coaches and people that do TED Talks that are like, oh, that's not true. You have to do more than build something and whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but if you build the thing that is speaking in the language of your targeted audience, then they will come.
It was the other thing I was thinking about recently was that I think I've only ever seen one Kevin Costner movie, too. So,
which one did you see?
Dances with Wolves.
Oh, okay. I mean, you picked a good one.
Yeah, and that was a good movie, and I haven't seen any of his others. So
I'm hard pressed at the moment to think about what they are. Like,
well,
was Tin Cup
he
him?
was yes, Tin Cup,
Yeah,
and
okay.
he played Robin Hood.
Oh yeah, I didn't. see
Bizarrely,
that. Yeah, Men in Tights, but not that one.
Yeah. Prince of Thieves, I believe
Yes,
it was called.
that's
Yes,
the right one.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, Dances with Wolves was a good one to see.
Yeah, and I watched the thing on that as well, and it's apparently very historically accurate. So
Yeah.
yeah,
good job there, Kevin. Way to go. Okay. Wait, isn't he in Yellowstone right now too? Is that him?
that sounds right.
Yeah, I think he's in that. Like, there's a whole bunch of people. Like, Harrison Ford is doing, like, the prequel, and Tim
Well,
McGraw.
as long as we're talking about Yellowstone, how the heck did this happen? Because normally I like to consider myself abreast of what's happening in popular culture. Like, I may not watch everything, but this show, I feel like, just blew up out of nowhere and suddenly has like 15 spinoffs. And I haven't seen one episode. I didn't hear anything about it until I see like the fifth trailer for the fifth spinoff of the show, and I was like, "What the heck?" And Harrison Ford is in one of these prequels.
And I think is it Dame Judi Dench maybe that's in it, or one of those fabulous
yes, this
gals.
has got to be popular. They've got big stars in this.
Yeah, and Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, and it reminds me of I went through a period in my life where I read Nora Roberts books. Now, for those of our listeners that read these kinds of books, she would do like the the three sisters or the three brothers and tell the story of how they all met their significant other. And naturally, the fiery woman that didn't need no man but ended up with one and blah, blah, blah. And then she would do the story of then how the parents and their siblings met their significant others and then the grandparents. So it sort of reminds me of that idea where it's I know. Let's just keep going back generations. And there is a historical element, I will say. But yeah.
But you watched this show.
So I have watched a few episodes. More accurately, I have listened to from another room a few episodes while my husband has watched it. And it seems very, very interesting and compelling, kind of violent. And he has watched, I think, one of the other spinoffs, but I have not even listened to that one. So it's apparently very compelling. Now,
if we don't get a Yogi Bear reboot called Jellystone with the multiple spinoffs of his ancestors, that I think Hanna-Barbera
has been robbed.
Sleeping on the job, because I'd watch that probably.
That'd be kind of funny.
Yes.
Actually, there should be a meme out there. Exactly. I need a picnic basket. Actually, I saw a meme similar to that recently where it was talking about the movie Cocaine Bear and how Cocaine Bear and Yogi Bear are in a room with Pooh Bear, and Cocaine Bear is I think it's meant to be it's a AA meeting, right? So Cocaine Bear is hey, I'm Cocaine Bear. And then you have Yogi Bear who's I like myself some picnic baskets, right?
Yes.
And then you have Pooh Bear, as they say in this meme, pantless with his hand in a jar. And he's what? I don't have a problem. Which I thought was very clever.
He was addicted to honey.
Right? I mean, good, clean fun.
I like it.
Yeah. Anyway, the other thing that today is there are no big national holidays. There are no big international holidays. It is worth mentioning, though, that it is Tootsie Roll Day, and I love Tootsie Rolls, and they are so fake. It is basically having sort of chocolate flavored wax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, is it officially it's meant to be chocolate flavored? Because they've got a distinct flavor all their own, really. That's sort of chocolatey, but I would never say this tastes like chocolate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's brown like chocolate. It tastes good, but it's meant to be chocolate though, right?
I think so. I don't know. That's a good question. Okay, now I feel like I have to look this up. It's a fair question. And
it's one of those that I feel like is a little bit divisive, like candy corn or whatever.
Right?
Yeah. But for me, pretty much all candy
I mean,
I'm on board with.
Right.
I maybe not those circus peanuts. If I had to say, what candy would you strike from the earth? Maybe circus peanuts. I
potentially would be in agreement with you. Okay.
Yeah.
So apparently the Tootsie Roll was developed. Now that's never a good word. Developed in Brooklyn in 1907. And he submitted a patent for the development of the Tootsie Roll candy. His daughter Clara, whose nickname was Tootsie, it was named after her.
If you're getting a patent rather than...
This is what I'm saying. So the first candy that he sold was Bromanglian jelly powder, which doesn't sound like anything that...
Great name for...
I'm candy. I'm sort of I don't think that I don't know how it identifies. I don't know if it identifies as chocolate or molasses or wax or as whatever that other thing is that we were just talking about.
It's its own thing.
It's its own thing. And speaking of Tootsie Rolls and eating candy, for those of you that celebrate these things, if you will, we are officially now in Lent. That's right. Yesterday was Ash Wednesday. Tuesday was Fat Tuesday. And so for those people that give something
Fat
up.
Thursday last week, we learned.
Yeah. Yep. And so for those of you that give something up, hey, Godspeed, as they say. Good luck with that. And
I'm giving up Tootsie Rolls for Lent.
and circus peanuts.
Circus peanuts, yes.
You're a giver.
You got to have discipline sometimes.
Well, when I was a kid, choosing the things to give up It was like, I'll stop cursing. And it was like, I wasn't allowed to curse, so that wasn't hard. Or I'll be nicer to my brothers. And like, that didn't last very long. And then when I got older, it felt like a New Year's reset. Like, oh, I know, I'll give up Diet Coke or whatever it is. And so I now have a different approach to this.
How'd that go, by the way?
Not so well. Now I realize that it's not so much about giving up as it is about giving. And, being more present or giving to others or whatever it is.
Right.
But it takes you a while to kind of get to that point. So those of you that honor and acknowledge Lent, you'll get what I'm talking about. And those of you that don't worry about it. It's fine. You go about your business, enjoy Mardi Gras, enjoy your Wednesdays, enjoy your Fridays. Have your circus peanuts. Today, we're talking about food because we love to talk about food. And so we're going to be talking about waffles, and pancakes, other breakfast foods.
Right.
But before we do that, anything that you need to bring up? Did we not do anything last week that you wanted to talk about? Or
last week, our episode on travel tips. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, let me ask you, you took a trip.
I did.
In between. And did you utilize any of the travel tips we talked about?
Actually, I did. Well, first of all, I learned that when Delta, not sponsored, asks if you want a snack, you naturally say, may I have a couple? And don't just take one, because they're like, yeah, totally, have some. So, by the way, that's kind of nice. And yes, I did use some of the travel hacks that we talked about in terms of packing and how best to pack your bag and, some comfort things and just generally trying to be efficient and comfortable in traveling. And it was quite helpful.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we put on a good show. We're very helpful.
My only regret is that I didn't get to take a trip in between.
I know, I'm sorry.
So. But that's okay. I'm going to do that at some point this year, and I'll go back and listen to that episode because I know we talked about some good stuff.
Yeah, we did. And by the way, that reminds me that, hey, you too can go back and listen to past episodes just wherever you listen to podcasts. Go check it out. In the meantime, let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about our topic. Whether it's fly fishing or French pastry, we all have something that makes our tail wag. Involuntary and instinctive, it's sparked by excitement, inspired by purpose, and it speaks to who we are. I'm Stacey Heller of Stacey Connects. I lead clients to the place that makes their tail wag. As a creative director, I bring ideas to life. As a podcast producer, I give ideas a voice. Stacey Connects. It's my superpower. If you want to connect with me, Stacey Heller, go to staceyconnects.com. Welcome back to Don't Ask Me to Talk. I am Stacey, joined by Eric.
That's right. I'm Eric.
So I put in the wheel of topics like waffles or pancakes as kind of a starting point of like breakfast foods. So it's not just a debate about like which is better. Like last week, you had already immediately said which
waffles are better than pancakes.
Yeah, I agree with that, actually. But that said, we can still talk about that. And I was like, okay, breakfast foods in general. Do you only eat these foods on certain days of the week? Like, are waffles for every day of the week? Or like, can you like Lego my Eggo any day of the week? How's breakfast for dinner? Is it better in? Is it better out? Is it better when it's made at home? I went over the weekend to a buffet at a hotel, and it was like, oh my gosh, it gets overwhelming. So I figured, it's just a starting point.
Okay.
All right. So waffles.
Yes.
Growing up, did your mom or dad or you make waffles in a waffle iron, or did you eat like, good old-fashioned Lego or some other brand? Not Lego, Eggo. Those would be really hard.
Just bolt them together.
Yes, totally.
Dump some syrup on
right.
them.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, my grandmother I seem to remember, had a waffle maker. So we would do waffles when we were at her house. We didn't have the waffle maker at our house. And so we would occasionally get like Eggos, I think. Well, maybe like the store brand
Yeah.
of Eggos, not the name brand Eggos. But yeah, mostly I think we did like just cereal and, occasionally do eggs and bacon.
Yeah. Like, okay, so growing up, Sunday tended to be, or maybe Saturday. I guess it was Saturday tended to be the bigger breakfast day because Sunday I grew up with a
Church day.
Right?
Got to be quick so you can get to
Right.
church.
So
Yeah.
there was not the time to like really go to town. So that
Right.
was not the day for it. And typically we didn't have waffles very often because it required more work.
Yep.
And we did have a waffle iron. And so that was more special occasion. Now, pancakes, my brothers loved pancakes. I don't like them. I feel like no matter how careful you are, they absorb so much syrup. I just can't get the ratio right. Whereas with a waffle, I can get the ratio right.
I mean, I like pancakes, and I do remember going to IHOP as a kid and that being a big treat to get the chocolate pancake
Oh, yeah.
with the
cream.
smiley face whipped cream and cherry eyeballs.
Yep.
Yeah, that was great. But it was like one big pancake, basically, for kids at that time. So rather than a stack or whatever, or the silver dollars or whatever. And I still like pancakes. I just, they're like, you have one, it's fantastic. You have two, okay, it's good. You have three and you're sick of them,
Right. And,
It's
you're full and it's like, I don't know. And with the waffle, like you can go sweet with that. You can go savory. You can do Belgian waffles. You can add the whipped cream and the fruit. You could do the the chicken and waffles. You can do, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of things you can do.
Did you ever see the TV show Review with Andy Daly starring in it?
No.
That was on Comedy Central for a few years.
No.
Very, very funny show about a reviewer that doesn't review movies, but instead he reviews life experiences. And so in this show, people would write in and suggest things for him to review.
Okay.
And in one episode, the first letter is, what's it like to eat 15 pancakes? And anytime I think of pancakes now, I think of this episode because it's very, very funny. I highly recommend checking it out. And there's clips on YouTube if you haven't seen it. But
Okay, tell me the name again.
it's called Review.
Okay. With Andy Daly, you said.
Yeah, Andy Daly is the star. His character is Forrest McNeil. And he reviews, in this show, he's reviewing the 15 pancakes. And then when he gets the pancakes, like a big stack, he says, this certainly is an upsetting number of pancakes. And that's anytime I'm served pancakes now, I think of that,
This certainly is an upsetting number of pancakes.
But then the kicker is, so then he forces himself to eat the 15 pancakes and review it. He hates it, half a star basically, because that's the lowest that you can give any of the things that he reviews.
Okay.
So then he has another review, and then the third segment, someone writes in and says, "What's it like to eat 30 pancakes?"
Oh my gosh.
So then he has to eat 30 pancakes, and he could not be more upset about it, and it's just the funniest thing ever. So check it out if you have a chance.
I'm totally going to check it out. It reminds me of a show that my son introduced me to that is completely ridiculous called Nathan For You.
Oh, yeah. Very funny.
Very taking it very seriously, but also very ridiculous. Okay, so then do you think that, there's breakfast foods, like you said, like cereal, right? And, having toast and that kind of thing. And then there's, breakfast foods, which I consider pancakes and waffles to be, and, having bacon. And I'm not talking about, the pre-cooked, that feels like breakfast. I don't know, in, all caps, or at least with an uppercase B, right? So do you think that breakfast with an uppercase B is only for certain days of the week?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, for me, I got to get to work. I'm commuting, so I'm typically having like a couple granola bars and a banana for breakfast during the week.
Right.
But on the weekend, I'm doing up some eggs and bacon or eggs and sausage, maybe some pancakes, maybe some waffles. My latest thing is I've been doing the frozen waffles, but toast those, but doing instead of syrup, doing peanut butter and jam on them and making a little sandwich.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So good.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I got to try that. I know like the waffle and peanut butter thing, but the jam is a new element and then the sandwich. Look at
Yeah,
you.
it's like a PB&J, but with waffles for bread.
Interesting. I agree with you, and I also feel like breakfast with a uppercase B requires what I refer to as second nap. First nap, of course, being a full night of sleep.
Right.
Like you need to have the space and time to let the trip to Pancake course through your body and, relax.
Yeah, I mean, and also, you would put on so much weight if you were eating like this huge breakfast every single day.
Totally.
But, when I go abroad, I do like having a really big breakfast to start the day there. Especially if I'm staying in a B&B, you got to get your money's worth.
Well, I mean,
come
on. Well, and you're more active.
That's right. And then you go walk around and you probably skip lunch, maybe have a light snack a little later, and then a full dinner. But at home, that's not typically how I operate. But, I would say in my travels, my estimation, best breakfast has been in Ireland. How about you? What do you think?
Well, I haven't been to Ireland,
planet?
so I can't say.
I'm just saying within
Italy.
your travels, Italy.
So
yeah, what was the breakfast like there?
Well, so specifically in Sicily, we went.
And don't tell me pasta.
No, it wasn't.
Sauce.
No, we went and we had a big brioche bun that you would get, and it was at this particular place in Sicily, and it was almost like a gelato. And of course I'm having a brain fart on what the actual term is, but it was this unbelievable almost like a sorbet, and then you had this fresh brioche bun that was delicious. And I'm not, as we've talked about in the past, I'm not a coffee drinker, but everyone else in the cafe is having like these amazing big beautiful frothy cups of cappuccino and coffee and whatever, and just the whole thing, the whole experience of it, a little sweet and that savory, it was just so good. Not with all the different, like the bacon and the this and the that, but man, it was good.
Well, in Ireland, they do, a full breakfast that's, you've got your eggs, you've got your sausage, you got your bacon or rashers, as they call them, blood sausage sometimes, or black pudding, which is actually very good, despite the name that sounds
They have to work on
scary.
their marketing.
Well, they call it black pudding or black and white. I think it's the English that call it blood pudding.
Okay, well, so there you go.
So they've done the marketing, and usually some mushrooms as an option too, and a fried tomato. So you've got kind of a little bit of everything, and very good. And then cereal as an option on the side too. And their muesli is just so good and so much better than we have over here for some reason. So I've just stuffed myself silly every time I've been over there in the mornings, just because it's part of the package,
right? Well, and it's so
and then
good.
And then you walk around and burn off those calories. Mostly.
Totally. Well, I mean, you think about like a farmer's breakfast back in the day, right?
Yeah.
We weren't so sedentary, and
Exactly.
we really did work that off. And, you're basically, it's like the fruits of your labor and the fruits of the area that you're around.
But France was a whole different deal, I found it, and they're well known for their food. But I got to say, I was very disappointed going to France for the first time, having breakfast there, which was typically very bread heavy. You get a croissant, you might get a pain de chocolat, which is just
chocolate croissant.
It's a roll with chocolate in it, which is great. You dip that in some cocoa or some tea or coffee. That's very nice, but it just it was just bread, essentially.
Right.
And I need a little protein in the morning to get going. So
maybe they are fueled by coffee and cigarettes.
yeah, that's definitely what it felt like. And then, I mean, that's the continental breakfast. They're on the continent. So I guess it makes sense.
That's
But
true.
I was like, okay, this is breakfast.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Italy definitely has very good breakfast. And I figured out what it is. The place that we went to in Sicily was called BAM Bar, BAM Bar, and it was granita. So granita and a brioche roll, and then you would get, the big mug of coffee and whatever, and it was unbelievable. And generally in Italy, there's cheeses and there's meats and there's all those kinds of things, which are just delicious. Sort of the continental breakfast concept, but not quite as bread heavy as I'm in France. I agree with you with what you experienced. So the real question is, do you ever eat breakfast for dinner? Like, did you as a kid or do you now?
You mean upside down day?
I call it upside down dinner, which basically means having breakfast for dinner.
But the dinner's not upside down.
I know. Whatever, man. So upside down meal day.
Yeah, upside down day. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, totally. I remember that mostly from school, actually, as being one of the lunch options. So it's not, and I always took umbrage at the idea that breakfast for lunch was upside down day. But, I was happy to go with it because I enjoy breakfast food. So, yeah, that was a fine lunch. Don't really do it too much myself as an adult, but occasionally, especially like I find that if you throw a fried egg on a burger sometimes, very nice. It's an excellent compliment and very filling.
It is very filling.
Yeah.
It's like double the protein.
Yeah.
When my kids were small and if my husband was traveling, breakfast for dinner was like an easy go-to that was like, all right, like I know they're going to like it. And I'm like stressed and overwhelmed. And I was like, and it gave me permission to not have to do a vegetable, which, is important sometimes. Okay. And then my other, I know we're going to be running out of time here, but my other question is, do you prefer to eat out? And if you do you like a buffet, like versus eating and making a big breakfast for yourself? I mean, does anybody really prefer that? Doesn't everybody like to go out?
I like going out to eat, but I never feel like in the morning, like getting up and not eating and getting dressed and going out to a place.
Okay.
So I can count on probably one hand the amount of times that I've actually made it out for breakfast
What
at
about
a restaurant.
brunch?
Yeah.
Same?
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. Deep dives here.
Late lunch or dinner, I'll be dining out for, but
That's dinner.
yeah, but never make it out to breakfast or lunch. But on the occasions that I have, I've enjoyed it.
All right. And
It's
then what do you think about a buffet?
Pre-COVID, I did enjoy a buffet, and one of the best breakfasts that I ever had. I remember as a kid going to the MGM Grand Hotel in Reno and going for their buffet, and it was fantastic. They had everything, and it was so good. But since then, I can't say that I've gone to too many breakfast buffets aside from staying at hotels, and
Right.
if they throw in the breakfast, occasionally they'll have a buffet, and those have usually been disappointing. The MGM is hard to match, but
Well, that one, it's like stay for
Yeah.
hours and plan to
Exactly,
Because
yeah.
I did the same thing this past weekend. When I was at the hotel, they had a very lovely brunch, but it was, it looks like it's a feast for the eyes. But at the end of the day, really, it's like a breakfast meat, eggs, some cereals, some fruit, and like potatoes.
right.
But it's like, ooh, look at it. It looks like it's so much. I do love those little boxes of cereal, though. Like, they're so cute.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll have to find out from Vance what he likes, if he's a waffle or pancake guy.
Yeah, and do they do breakfast at Dingfelder's Deli at this point?
I know they sell, like, bagels and stuff, but I don't know if they, like, do anything really other than that, or I don't know.
All
Let's
right.
find out.
Well, we'll find out from Vance.
All right, keep listening. We'll be right back.
Everybody stay tuned for more Don't Ask Me to Talk.
Stacy Connects. It's not just my business, it's my superpower. Whether you need the right tone and messaging for a new venture, or you've plateaued with your current one, I can help. I connect clients with themselves and their potential. Then, I identify unique solutions that translate your brand into messaging that connects your target audience with your business. Go to stacyconnects.com to connect with me and your messaging.
Interested in learning something new? Meeting someone new? Find out things that we have in common? Well, of course you are. You're a human being. So let's get intentional about it. Join me, JDK Winnikin, every week and get all of that in less than an hour. I'm a writer, a historian, a social commentator, and my show is all about you. Really, that's what it's called. This show is all about you. Get my perspectives on the week's news and hear fascinating guests whose stories will inspire and move you. My show is all about giving you something that connects us. Join me Mondays on Kixie 880 at 3 p.m. or download it as a podcast.
Can't get enough of Stacy and Eric? Then be sure and check out Stacy Connects with Stacy Heller wherever you find podcasts. Stacy chats with guests about a variety of topics, hoping to make a connection through conversation.
Welcome back to Don't Ask Me to Talk with Stacy and Eric.
That's right. And it's our favorite part of the show. It's the time when we get to check in with the Lord of the Sandwich, the King of the Knish, the Duke of the Deli. That's right. We're talking to Vance Dingfelder to find out what we're eating. Vance, sir, how are you?
How are you, Eric? Stacy, so good to hear from you guys this week. What's going on with you two?
Oh, we've been talking about breakfast food for the show today.
Oh, wow. Yes. You know, we're opening for breakfast.
Oh,
Hey, what a nice coincidence.
Isn't that coinkydink?
that is a big quinky dink. Actually, that wasn't even planned. That
No.
is actually a really good coincidence.
Yes.
I'm like, actually, now that you mention it, yes.
So, you know, I'm not going to say exactly when.
Smart,
'Cause I
smart.
don't want to overwhelm everybody. But it's going to be soon. And we're also going to have our espresso window.
Oh.
which is going to be a pickup window for people that want to order lattes and breakfast sandwiches. And we just experimented with our new Kaiser rolls, because you need a good Kaiser roll, which are actually, we're up to about 75 Kaiser rolls a day that we're selling.
Wow.
They're becoming very popular.
Well,
And I'll tell you, it started with a guy that came in this week, and he wanted a buttered bagel, like a toasted buttered bagel. And he said, "Could you put an egg on that?" and of course, we don't have it on the menu,
right.
and I don't even have a button to ring it in. What do you mean? You just want an egg, like a scrambled egg, one egg? He goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, just an egg. He goes, I was going to take it home and do it, but if you guys could do it, great. So I rang him up for his toasted bagel with butter and added a poached egg for, like we do for hash.
Right.
Okay. Right. It came out to, $5.99. And I thought to myself, well, that's a good price for an egg sandwich, don't you think?
Yeah, it's right in there.
Just one egg on a bagel, right? So we made one on a Kaiser roll. Yeah, and we put a little salami on it, and then we put a piece of cheese on it, and of course we got a cheese pull and a yolk drip.
Ugh.
And everybody's like, oh, my God, this is amazing. So I think what we're going to do is have an egg sandwich, just a single egg on a roll. And if you want to add one egg or two eggs, you can do it.
Yep.
You want to add salami to it, you can add salami. You want to add cheese to it, you can add cheese. And that's how it's going to be on the menu. And we have a feeling it's going to become a popular thing.
Yeah. That people can put on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's only going to be salami. Although we did try a beef bacon.
See, I was wondering about your brisket.
So you mean do brisket on a brisket and egg on a bagel?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I mean, we could put pastrami or brisket, right? We could put a bunch of things on it.
It's true.
Right? That's true. I mean, we could easily, right? So that's a good idea, Stace.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. But I get what you're doing. I mean, Dingfelder's like, where you've started and where you've gone between the menu expansion and then the space and opening it up and now doing the espresso and playing with the idea. You have to have a foundation.
Yes, you do. And if people start asking, listen, if somebody asks for it, I'll do it. You know that.
Oh,
that's just the way it is, but let's start with that and see where it goes. We tried a beef bacon. It was a brisket beef bacon, which tasted very good. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't worth it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The bacon is such a good thing. Don't try to make beef bacon be better than bacon. It's not going to work.
Right.
It just doesn't happen. But for people that, can't eat pork, I can understand it. Listen, we'll be fine with the salami. The salami is amazing. It's a spicy, it's a little spicy, little garlicky, and we're gonna put it on the grill. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, that sounds good.
Really excited about that. And then then we're gonna do blintzes and scrambles like a Leo, pastrami and eggs like an omelet. We'll do a cheese omelet. We'll do some breakfast food.
You're trying to feed the people.
We got to feed the people. We're going to add French fries to the menu.
Stop it.
Like really good French fries.
Oh my gosh.
Like maybe garlic fries too. We don't know yet. Not 100% sure. Because our garlic locatelli fries are ridiculous. But, we're going to start. And also, we figured with the hot dogs, so a kid can have a hot dog and some fries.
Right.
Or how about this? Because Nourish does catering and we have chicken strips for Nourish, because, at a bar mitzvah, who doesn't like some fresh fried chicken strips?
Hey, I had some yesterday.
Why don't we, we figured 2 chicken strips and fries for a kid, or a hot dog and some fries for a kid? What's so bad?
No, that's awesome. Now, so I went to, we were talking at the top of the show about how last weekend I was in Chicago for a wedding. And one of the things that I loved is at the end of the night, dinner had long since passed and people had been dancing for a while. And with about, 45 minutes or so left, maybe an hour left before the band was going to be shutting down, they came out with a wave of past, hors d'oeuvres, I'm air quoting, and it was a little glass dish with a warm cheese sauce on the bottom and then basically steak fries sticking out of it, so that all of those people that had been drinking lots had a little something to soak up the alcohol. And it was the perfect way to end the evening.
What about, it makes me think of poutine.
Right. And this was no matter how dressed you were or whatever, it was very contained. And, each person got basically about 7 French fries and, the sauce. And it was bam.
Sauce on the bottom.
Yep.
And it was easy squeezy, lemon, peasy.
Exactly. Or some variation thereof of that.
Or some variation thereof and then.
So, yeah, I'm sure that's something that Nourish already knows about and does something similar, but I haven't been to a big event like that in a long time, and so I was making note of all of these different things that they were doing, and I was like, that's cool.
Well, the late night snack.
Yep.
is been a thing for a little bit. People have done things like a burger, right? Send them home with a burger. Send them home with like a Chinese food pail of noodles.
Right.
Send them home with donuts, fresh made donuts that you can dip. It's usually, I've had people do bratwursts with kraut, like it was a Polish wedding, and everybody at the end of the night got bratwursts and kraut.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It was our little bun, right? And believe me, you're drinking, you're dancing, you work up an appetite, and by the end of the night, you want a little something to help soak up the alcohol,
right?
And you're a little hungry. You want to, you don't need to stop at Dick's on the way home.
Right. Exactly. So, yeah, I'm excited then that you're going to be offering the fries then and the breakfast piece. I mean, given what Eric and I were talking about earlier in the show, we were talking about like, is breakfast like something that is good any time of day? Like, do you do breakfast for dinner? And
yes.
Right? I mean,
come on, diners. Why are diners so successful?
Right. Well,
breakfast for dinner is one of the best things to do. And I'll tell you what happened. We were having conversation on whether or not we should only serve breakfast till like 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock. And we just said the same exact thing that you said. People like breakfast for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Let it organically go over. And if it becomes problematic for us, then we'll figure it out. But let's just give it to them and see what they want, right?
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Like if you go to a diner, you can get breakfast 24 hours a day. If you're in Vegas, you get breakfast 24 hours a day.
It's filling. All right. Now, in our last couple minutes here, I do have a question. Do you prefer pancakes or waffles?
Okay. That's a really, really... Pancakes.
Wow.
I like pancakes. Okay, I like pancakes. Don't get me wrong. I love waffles, but pancakes. Pancakes with butter and maple syrup. Real maple syrup. Okay?
All right.
Yep. With a couple eggs, couple sausage links.
Interesting.
It's called a 1-2-3.
Oh.
It sounds pretty good.
It's giant pancake, 2 eggs, 3 link sausages. You know where they have it?
Denny's.
Little John's.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, well, there you go. So if you're local, you can get it there. But
I'm with you on the maple syrup. It's got to be the real deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's got to be warm.
Agreed.
Maple syrup is like, it makes all the difference.
It does. But in the meantime, if you can't do that, remember, now that you're starting to, continuing to expand that menu at Dingfelder's, hey, folks, go in and you can get a bagel that has an egg and maybe some salami and cheese. You could get a Kaiser roll that maybe has an egg and some...
Or just skip breakfast and go straight for lunch.
Yeah, I mean, or do that.
Dingfelder's Deli is the place to do it.
Totally. So...
Hey, Purim is coming.
Who's coming?
It's Purim.
Oh, yes.
You know what Purim is?
Yes, I do.
Hamantashen.
Well, there you go. And
Gesundheit.
So we'll have to talk more about that next week. But in the meantime, I did remind people that for all of the Catholics out there that take care to not eat meat on Fridays, they can go get some salmon and some of your fish salads, and they can eat that on Fridays. So you're welcome in advance, people.
All people are welcome. Yes, sir. Yes.
Right?
We have, tuna fish, smoked salmon salad, and our smoked salmon and whitefish salad.
Right, and egg salad, and now on the Kaiser rolls, and egg salad on one of your toasted poppy seed bagels. Okay. I mean, I'm just saying.
You just
Yeah. All right. So, unfortunately, while we could talk to you for the full show length, we don't have the full show length.
Unfortunately, we're just about out of time.
We always go over, and I'm sorry.
Hey, don't be sorry. You leave us wanting more, and that's the whole point of it. So, and for our listeners, if you want more, that's easy to take care of. You can just go to dingfelders.com and you can check out what the menu is. Or if you want to have an event and try some of these items or maybe something more expansive, Nourish Catering can do that. Go to nourishcatering.com.
Stacey, thank you so much.
Thank
do
you.
an awesome job. People come in and talk about you all the time. It's so cool. And Eric, you make it happen. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Have a great afternoon.
Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Now,
It's that
let's
time.
find out what we're talking about next week.
All right.
Warm or cold vacay? Assuming that is short for vacation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. This will be an interesting topic for sure.
I know. All right. Well, then, so stay tuned and for next week, and we'll talking about that and sharing what our thoughts are on that. And hey, everybody, have a great week.